Hey everybody, Vinny Sinisi here. I'm out to lunch, and today I'm out to lunch with Dr. Keith Johnson. I'm not making that up. Dr. Johnson. So, Dr. Johnson is a orthopedic surgeon?
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
A kid I coached 10 years ago is an orthopedic surgeon in Katy.
Isn't that crazy how that happens?
And he reached out to me after the Bad Bunny thing this weekend.
Sure.
And he said, I've heard worse language with my baseball coach.
That's a shocker.
I said, yeah, but I did it in
Shocker.
English.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, what do you do now? I'm an orthopedic surgeon in Katy.
Wow.
I said, that kid.
That's so cool.
That kid, when we would show up for games, I'd get up in the morning and get a cup of coffee, right? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. He'd be down there, books open, studying. I said, what are you doing, Luna? I'm studying. I said, okay. He married the girl he was dating in high school. They got 2 kids now.
Committed.
And you know, it's not an easy road, right?
No.
Where'd you do your undergraduate?
So I grew up originally in LA. Don't hold it against me.
Let's
Don't hold it against me. That's okay. I grew up in LA, did undergrad at UC Santa Barbara. I'm a gaucho. So if you like Rome, that he's a graduate from Gaucho from UC Santa Barbara. But so did undergrad there, medical school in Boston University.
Oh.
And then I went back. I was thinking I was gonna want to practice in LA. So the orthopedic residency that I shot for, my number one choice was USC, because most of the private practices in LA, they pull from that program because it's kind of a blue collar worker, program. They level 1 trauma center. They do a lot of surgery.
Nice.
So they pick a lot of guys out of there. And so, but as God would have a better plan for me as always, I met this cute little blondie from Texas while I was a resident named Rebecca. And yeah, and
she's from Texas?
She is.
I knew
I
I liked her.
Yeah, she's from the beautiful town of Graham, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Graham, Texas is.
How'd you meet her?
Yeah. So she was a pharmaceutical rep. Oh, the joys of being a right. Exactly. Yeah, it was really funny. I was leading rounds as most residents do, and I'm assuming I'm leading rounds to teach medical students, because most residents teach medical students about what you do. And I was orthopedic surgery resident.
I've seen the pit.
Yeah, and so my mentor said, "Hey, do you mind reading rounds tomorrow?" I said, "Of course." And I show up in the morning, and what I thought were going to be medical students were a few pharmaceutical reps.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was going to teach them about why we use what medications and why for some of the patients that we had in the ward. This was the infectious disease ward. Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah. And so Rebecca and I caught eyes, and she had the Southern twang, and the rest was history.
Finally found the blind girl.
Exactly right. Yeah. So that was fun.
How long have you been married?
So we'll be 23 years this July.
Golly,
Yeah.
That poor woman.
Yeah.
So, Sterling Ridge Orthopedic, I didn't mention that earlier, but what are you, the head guy now? Or, I mean,
One of the head guys.
Are
yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Wow.
Yeah. One of the head guys. Yeah.
And-
Great group of guys. Great partners. Yeah. Awesome dudes.
When I was doing the football games, I met Derek Lund, the CEO, and Dr. Chin, who actually injected my knee last week. And I didn't want to. I said, it's great seeing you, but I don't want to see you under these circumstances. Right. And now, I think you just had, I don't know, did you even have, you had one place? You probably had, you got 3 now.
It was a really cool evolution. So it went from Bill Hayes founded the practice in 2005.
Okay.
We did the same fellowship, sports fellowship in California. And my mentor at that time said, if you guys are thinking LA or Texas, because at that time we were wondering, do we stay in LA?
Yeah.
We moved to Texas. He said, if you're considering Texas, you need to hook up with one of our former fellows. And he's in this great thriving community, the Woodlands, Texas. My mentor joked and said, it's perfect for people like you. You guys love Jesus. You want to grow a family. You like sports. It's a neat community, right? I think you'll love it. And, like I said, she's originally from Graham. So at first we were thinking, Dallas area. We were never considering Houston, but God has always a better plan. And so we flew in, we came into the Woodlands, and it was really love at first sight, not only for the community, but also my business partner at the time, Bill Hayes, who at the time we had only 5 clinic rooms, right? So we were here in the back of the Sterling Ridge. There were only 5 rooms. And fast forward, we now have 3 different offices, over 130 employees, 9 orthopedic surgeons. Yeah. So, and it really grew. We have had no hospital backing. It really grew from physicians just doing the right thing, right?
No hospital.
No hospital backing. We're no affiliation with any hospital. So we pride ourselves in that. We get to,
So
run
you
the
were
practice,
one of the founding fathers.
essentially.
You're on the ground floor.
Yeah.
One of the top first 5 or whatever you said.
Yeah, top 2. Yep.
Top 2. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And now
it's been awesome. And it really grew from kind of creating an environment where we wanted people to feel like they were well taken care of and they were one of the family. And, just treating people like family, doing the right thing, it just grew. It was a true grassroots effort.
It's funny. It's funny you said if you like Jesus, and in LA and in Houston, Jesus is pronounced Jesus. So
this is true,
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great place.
Yeah.
The Woodlands is the top 5 place to live in the United States, or whatever they say every year. I moved here in 1980. There was 8,000 people, and so you started with the one in Sterling Ridge.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, you still have that one.
Yep.
And then you went to Kirkendall, or
I went to Spring, off of Kirkendall and roughly 99.
2920.
Yeah, 2920 at Kirkendall.
And then you've got the
Wood
one
Forest.
on Wood Forest.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Fish Creek Thoroughfare. Yep.
Yeah. And so, but you've got a surgery center there.
Correct.
That just opened, a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's really special. That was really 10 years in the making, because in order to support a surgery center on your own, so it's just us partnered with a national company called USPI, but in order to control a surgery center and have it as your own, you've got to have physicians and surgeons to do that. So if you think about it, we had to grow the practice. We had to bring on the right doctors with the right values and core beliefs and culture, which is critically important in any organization. From there, the timing would be right that we would then create our own surgery center. What's special about that is not just saying, it's our surgery center. The more important thing is creating an environment where outcomes are what we want them to be. So you get well-trained guys with good indications, good ethics, that are good in the operating room, and then you have nurses who you've worked with for 20 years that knew you in the area, that we recruited, and they wanted to work with us. And you have anesthesiologists who are very good because they worked with you and they know your group, and they want to work with doctors that do the right thing. And then you have this center that we're very, very, very proud of, that's been open for a year now, that's really doing great. Not only just being able to control those variables, but also hearing the patient surveys. So this company, USPI, they do surveys every month. And every month we supersede all other surgery centers in the area. And it's because of the people that are in the building. I mean, we tell the nurses all the time, like, it's not just the doctors, the patient's asleep. It's the nurses that we develop relationships over the years. So going back to, we moved here in 2007, it's now 2026, all those little seeds that grew in that little 5-room building to then grow relationships in the area creates a product that really makes you proud. So it's really a cool thing, actually.
It's like restaurants. If you go to a restaurant and you get good service, good food, good atmosphere, friendly staff, you're going to go back.
Correct.
And we were in the restaurant business for 30 years, and we found out that if you do it right and somebody likes you, they might tell somebody. If you do it wrong, they'll tell everybody.
Exactly. And bad news travels fast.
And I've had a few surgeries over there, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys are setting me up because he'll be back.
Or break the seal.
Yeah, I don't know. But everybody in there has seen me naked. Now they still have good eyesight. I don't get it. So, but I can tell you that walking in there, in all 3 facilities, it's hey, how you doing? How can we help you? There's nobody in there with an attitude like their puppy dog died last night. Can I help you? No, it doesn't matter. And I was in there the other day, and Lynn has the cast on her arm.
Yeah.
I said, "What happened to you?" I fell out on the treadmill. I said, perfect. Where are you getting PT?
Yeah, right.
Right behind her is the PT room. Yeah. So I found that very, very exciting. The good thing, when I think I interviewed Derek, it had to be over 10 years ago for those guys. And I've just watched it grow and grow and grow. And of course, we've sold a lot of you homes and bought homes for y'all. Yeah. What's the next step? Are you gonna expand? Do you know?
We don't know. I mean, we'll just play it, 1 year at a time. For right now, we're just enjoying just taking care of patients. Right.
Yeah. So, do you do a lot of surgery still?
So my focus is, fortunately, when Dr. Hayes, Bill Hayes, and I got together, we would do everything, as you can imagine. Yeah. Because you have to take care of everybody. But both of us were specialty trained in knee and shoulder arthroscopy. So I was really fellowship trained to do, ACLs, meniscus, shoulder, rotator cuff, labrum, things like that. So now we can kind of, now that we have all the different specialties, we can have Dr. Jackson do fingers and and all these other things. Yeah, don't show it. It's still not straight.
No, but you know what? You know what happened? I was at a listing presentation, and the lady's dog jumped up on me, and I went like that, and it snapped that tendon, I guess. It was like this. And and she said, "Oh, Vinny, it's fine." I said, "I think your dog broke my finger." "Oh, it's fine." So I went and had that little splint thing put on there. And when I went to see Jackson, he said, "Well, are you taking it off to shower or anything?" I said, "Yeah, it slips right off." He goes, "Well, that's why it'll never be the straight." And I don't care, because I don't really use that finger much, except for this ring for the last 45 years. That's 2 years of my life, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, Jackson, Chin's done my knee. Yep. Mark Eilers has done my knee.
Sure.
Matt Reed the other day injected my knee because one of the other guys wasn't around. I found that pretty interesting, because you just jump in. Yeah, I can do it. I'll take care of them, right?
Yeah, that's the key, is that if you feel comfortable with your partners, your associates, it doesn't matter. We just want the patient to get in timely manner, get treated, and off they go.
So, do you all have investors when you built the second one, the third one,
That's a really good question. So,
can we talk about that?
Yeah, that is honestly, it's one of the things that you talk about, a God thing, and doing the right thing, and things just happen well. And so initially, we did not have any backing from any investors.
That's phenomenal.
All growing office 1, 2, 3, none. Where we had to have a backing was partnering with the surgery center, obviously USPI. Just for all the things that go on with doctors owning things and the venture, it's an expensive venture, but
that thing's phenomenal. That surgery thing. I've had, like I said, my wife. You did my wife's shoulder.
Yes,
I think you did Vincent. I mean,
shoulder. Yep, Vincent's been
my whole family
taking care of Vincent. My guy. You got to have him on this show. You got to have Vincent.
No. He wouldn't want to do that.
Love him,
but he's going to be in the book.
Yeah, so the book's coming out.
His story's in the book. It'll probably be hopefully by the end of this year.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it called?
If I Don't Laugh, I'll Cry.
I love
There's
that.
a lot of good stories in there.
I like that.
A lot of good stories in there
I'm looking forward to that.
Have had tragedies.
Yeah, I know. I got the undertone from the title. That's a good title.
Well, you know Vincent's story. Yeah. I mean, not only the athletic thing, but losing the baby. So all right. So speaking of babies. All right, here you go.
Here's my moment. Here's my moment. I'm going to talk about things I really like talking about, my family.
Yeah, go for it. You want to start with Luke?
Megan?
Megan, you just need to lock up in the house. And Matthew, who's the pole vaulter. Who has a pole vaulter?
Yeah, who honestly, who has a pole vaulter? No, as you know,
go ahead, say
it starts with the wife, a good wife.
Yeah, forget her. We know her. She's hot, and she's blind, and she's nice, but she's from Texas.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo! I married a girl from Texas.
Yeah, I know. You did well. That's what, So 3 kids.
She raised the kids pretty much while you were challenging through med school.
Wasn't it Churchill who said the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world?
That's right.
Yeah, she and I raised 3 kids. So Luke, Megan, and Matthew. Luke was 1.5 to 2 when he got here, if you can believe it.
Yeah.
We joke. We say Luke was a true Californian, made and born on California soil. Ugh. Megan, Made in California, born on Texas soil. Matthew's our true Texan. Made and born.
I love that kid.
You might have to edit that part. No, so there's 3 kids, and now, can't believe it, Luke is 20, Megan is 18, and Matthew's 16 driving, so be careful when you're driving the roads.
Matthew, when he played for me. Hey, Mr. Pops, Coach Pops.
Yeah.
And now I look at the pictures and he's like,
yeah, he's taller and bigger than me. Yeah, he's crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on, I know you're done. Tell us about Luke.
Okay, so Luke is our firstborn. He's currently a West Point cadet. We're very, very proud of him.
Look right in that camera and say that again.
Yes. No, he's a special kid. 2nd year.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he actually reminds me a lot of Vincent, if you can believe it. He reminds me a lot of Vincent, and I'll tell you why. He's extremely humble.
Oh yeah.
Extremely humble, and obviously very good looking, very good athlete, very smart.
DNA.
And so he's a 2nd year cadet at West Point. We're very proud of him. He's doing great things.
Was he there when Trump went?
Yes.
Yeah. And they called the quarterback down. And
yep.
That's pretty cool.
He was a plebe at that time, a 1st year.
Yeah.
So now he's a yuck. They have different names. They have plebes, yucks, cows, firsties. Everything in the military is different.
But Luke, not only was he captain of the rugby team or just on the rugby team?
So what they do is he plays rugby for Army, which is a really special culture and brotherhood. They really pride themselves. That program specifically, it's a D1 sport there. They really do great things. In fact, I went to a rugby game where they played Cal Berkeley, and one of the traditions for the rugby program with Army is they do a uniform presentation. So the way rugby works, I don't know if you know this, because not many people know this about rugby, but rugby, your position is based on your number. So that way people who know rugby, if they look on the field and they say that was number 1, number 2, number 3, and it goes up to 15, they know what position they play. Yeah, so if someone says I'm a 7, a rugby player or someone who knows rugby will say, oh my gosh, he's a 7, he's a flanker, or an 8-man, or whatever. So the purpose why I bring this up is coach selects each game, as you can imagine, the starters, 1 through 15. And the night before the game, their job is to present the jersey to their teammates. So coach says, Luke, you're going to give it to such and such. And when you hear these guys, these young cadets talk, it's amazing. It's hard to believe that they're 18, 19, 20.
So they might be a 7 this week and a 10 next week.
Yeah, I mean, they usually are the same number, but
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. So, but going back, so he plays rugby there, and that's a special group because a lot of those kids, and where we're going with this, they ultimately will elect to branch into things like infantry and go on to Ranger School and Special Force operators.
Yeah.
So they have a culture where they really teach a lot of things. It's really special. I mean, I could spend hours talking about his experience at West Point because it's everything that when he was a young kid, when he got here, that we've kind of talked to him about.
Well, he played football at the Woodlands.
So he's at Woodlands High
School. And I know he was looking at like Rice.
Correct.
And where else?
And Army too, West Point. Yeah. So he was.
Was there any other schools?
No, he had visits at Army and he had visits at Rice.
Yeah. So.
And he got an offer from a D3 smart school and an engineering school. But so outside linebacker. In fact, Vincent gave him the heads up on the Rice thing and took care of him there. So that was really cool. Yeah.
So, come on.
Okay, so Luke.
I already know.
Yeah, I know. He knows the story. So I shared with the big man over here that this whole West Point experience has been interesting because no one in our family had been in a military or service academy, and that's a whole story within itself how he got there. But since then. And he never did Boy Scouts, he never did ROTC, nothing. He knew nothing of the military life, but he had all the makings, all the genetic makings and the perspective in life to be fertile soil to the culture they create over there, meaning what they teach the kids, the things they talk about.
Do most of the cadets that get in there, is it from a previous, like my dad was in here?
A lot do.
Yeah.
They have some.
You have to have
connection,
a nomination,
nomination from from either a congressman, senator, vice president, or president.
Yeah.
And so our congressman in District 2, Dan Crenshaw. So he received his nomination from Dan Crenshaw.
I gotcha.
And so he goes there, and he learns all about the military life. In fact, one of the former West Point graduates told him before he left, he said, my biggest advice to you is embrace everything. Like, get involved with everything.
Nice.
And since then, he's done that and then some. So already, the West Point cadet, he does over 20 hours of school. It's a very, very rigorous academic setting. He's a D1 athlete, so he's going to practice. He does military training. That alone, they get up at 5 in the morning and they'll go to bed till late because they have to study. Unlike me as a gaucho, I can miss school. They can't miss class. And but within that, he starts learning about more things. And his rank is high in his class, which that opens up doors to more types of schools or training. So he elects to do more. He ended up going to air assault school, which is when you rappel out of helicopters. And the thing that you're getting at is he had a vision, and this is from a captain on the rugby team who is ahead of him, talk about combat dive, which is a special training off
combat dive.
Combat dive. And it's this special elite school. It's basically the Navy SEALs for the Army.
They teach you how to drown.
They really do. They really do. They teach you. It's all marine time. It's operations underwater, and it's off the coast of the Keys. And it's only offered to anyone actually in the military can apply for it. But West Point has allotted spots. So based on your rank at West Point and all the other things that go into it, you may qualify. And then from the qualification, then you have to do training for a whole semester and pass physical examination. So he was just telling me that yesterday he was in the pool and doing all these things, egg beating and doing all these things that they make him do and run and snow and all this other stuff that's going on right now. And he has to pass all these different requirements to then get selected. And ultimately, they get 10 people be selected at the end of the semester. So stay tuned.
He's one of 20.
He's one of
out
20.
Out of 4,000.
And they've already had 4 drop off.
So now we're down to 16.
We're down to 16.
So he's got to beat out 6 other guys. At least.
Yep. But to be a second year and to have the opportunity to do this is massive. So I'll keep we'll keep you posted.
About a brotherhood. I watched this thing on the internet the other day about this kind of training, and the guy was in the pool with a blackout mask, and he had to take off his air tank and be able to maneuver the pistol and everything else. When I talked to Marcus Luttrell, the lone survivor,
of course,
he tells a story about how the first day, he and Morgan both went in together, and he said the first day they throw you in the lake or the pool or wherever it is with all your equipment and say, all right, go put all this on. And you sink down, and while you're sinking down, you get the regulator in there, try and not lose your gun and everything else. You don't understand how these guys do this.
Correct.
And then you meet a SEAL that's been retired for a few years and go, this is a normal looking guy, but they are the mentality of it all.
Well, that's it. So he touched on it. He and I spoke last night because he's now been through a number of sessions with doing all the things you just said. And one thing he says is they teach you how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. He goes, Dad, they really, all the guys, they're all big guys. I mean, Lucas, he's 6'1" or 2. He's 200 pounds. He's rock solid. And they all look like a Drago, right? They're all these studs.
Yeah.
Physically, they're all studs. And they have to be there to get there because they have to do all this qualification to be selected. But he said, now it's the mental. A switch kind of flipped where one of the things that they do when they throw the things in the water and you got to get down there and you got to do all sorts of things while you don't have any breath. And the first time he said it was a little bit hard because you're not used to not breathing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, and it sounds like duh.
Yeah.
But the switch goes off where you learn how to not really think about that.
Yeah.
And he said it was a mental shift.
Yeah, that's right.
Where he said you have to learn how to you have to detach your brain and say, I'm not going up until it's done. And there's no plan B. I mean, Dan Crenshaw will say that in his whole story about there's no plan B. Like when you have no plan B, that's when the switch changes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, I live vicariously through him because I think it's the coolest stuff.
Well, you did triathlons.
Yeah, well,
right?
That's nothing compared to what he's doing.
Tell me though, man, I trained for triathlons 40 years ago, and the mentality, you're right. I mean, I'd be out. I ran a half marathon 12 years ago, and my neighbor across the street said, "Let's go run a half marathon." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "It'll be fun." You know me, I'm all about fun. So we went out and ran, and we were running every day. And about the fifth day, like, I'm wasted. I can't run anymore. My body is hurting. And then I talked to a trainer, and he said, "Well, you got to do resistance training and not run hard every day." And he said, the hardest challenge for you is going to be the mentality, because running 13 miles when the most you've ever run probably is 4 or 5. He was right.
Correct.
You get to a point, they talk about the wall, you know, when your brain detaches, like you said. Mine detached a lot in college. I was pre-med too, Doc.
I could relate. Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I detached a lot on the weekends. But I mean, I was studying all the time.
Yeah.
And so that whole mentality, you talk about get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Correct.
We talk about that in the real estate business. That, you know, people just want to, oh, well, he didn't call me to, you've got to get comfortable by contacting people.
Correct.
And working hard to get that business, because everybody else is doing it. And same with this, you got 4,000 guys doing it. Is it just guys, or is
all men?
All men. So I love it.
Although you should be his girlfriend.
Is it the same one?
Plug for Grace.
Same one for here that he had here?
Not here. She's a cadet, soccer player. She's a middle fielder. She's crazy. She's middle. Yeah, middle. She's central mid. She's a real stud.
Yeah. She plays offense and defense.
Yeah, she's a beast.
Hopefully defense with him. So, all right, so let's talk about Megan.
Okay. So
she's a senior, right?
So Megan's a senior. As you know, she was a stud volleyball player. That girl is 5'4", and she'd play like she's 6'7". She's a beast.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, hopefully Matthew and Luke don't hear this. My best athlete in the house.
You've told me that before. I've told Matthew.
She is a freak. In terms of being an amazing athlete, my hardest worker. She is a grinder. Luke did very, very well academically, obviously, but she's even superseded him. Top 3% of the Woodlands, and an HS officer, and all things. Anyway, she wants to be a nurse, and she's going to be attending the University of Texas next year.
Yeah.
So, hook 'em. Sorry, Aggies, but
all you guys listening out there, stay away from the nursing program at UT.
Yes. Yeah, just remember she's a big
knockout.
She has a big brother who's at West Point.
Yeah,
that's right.
He's a commando.
He's an assassin now. Yeah.
I talked to a kid, because I helped 3 or 4 kids get into the academies, Naval Academy, Air Force Academy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, through Kevin Brady.
Yeah,
who I want to have on here, Kevin Brady.
He'd be a great.
We've known each other since 1985.
With what he saw in the Woodlands at that time and how involved he was.
He was president of the Chamber of Commerce when I met him. I'd go up there and do cold calls on selling stocks and bonds.
Yeah, we missed him, I think, by 1 year. They redistrict.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Great guy.
Yeah.
And so with Megan, she's going to be a stud nurse.
Yeah.
She'll probably be like, "Get out of the way! You ever watch the show The Pit?
No.
Oh, you should watch that. It's really good, about Noah Wiley and its emergency room in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah.
It's awesome, and I mean, it's very graphic.
Yeah.
And then. So those 2 are adopted. And what about Matthew?
Matthew's me. Matthew is me. Luke is his mom. He's too perfect. But yeah, no, Matthew is number 3. And Matthew, like you said, he's a pole vaulter. Based on Luke's experience, his dreams are now to go to New York, to go to West Point also.
Matthew does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
if you can believe it. Yeah.
So
he'd be a great special force operator.
My story with Matthew, he played ball.
Yeah.
And with Vincent's boy, my
Jackson,
grandson Jackson, they would go out to the lake, and they're learning how to wakeboard or surf, whatever that's called. And Matthew would be out there doing flips with the deal, and Jackson would call me and say, "Pops, this guy is unbelievable. He's doing flips off."
He taught himself how to do a backflip. He literally at age 11, which is hard to believe, age 11. Thank God I have a video to prove it. he watched a YouTube video and taught himself how to do backflip on a wakeboard. So which just makes sense why he does pole vault. So he pole vaults. He plays football. He's a free safety for the Woodlands, and he's fast. And he's gotten big. You'd be surprised. He's bigger than me now.
Oh, I know. I see the pictures. I'm like, any dogs like this?
Yeah, he's still Matthew though. He's great.
Oh yeah.
He's so
fun. I mean, anybody says I would be a pole vault. Doesn't he have like a record or something, or what's his personal best over there?
So right now, his PR is 13.
13 feet,
which is good.
Pole vault.
Yeah, for a sophomore.
I get scared just looking down.
Yeah, I know. It's at the fall. Isn't that amazing? I mean, guys now, Mondo, who's the big Olympian,
like 20. Yeah.
I mean, I tell people it's one thing to pole vault 20 feet. It's the other thing to drop down. No one thinks about and land like this, 20 feet. Jump off of a building at 20 feet and try and just jump on your back. That within itself is impressive. So, yeah, so he's doing that. He's enjoying it. We missed the baseball days, though, with the Kings and everybody.
They were so funny
so great.
When they were 13. I won't tell you some of those discussions, especially the picture from Florida that they sent me. Anyway, so what's next for the Johnson family? Are you going to stick around after Matthew graduates?
Yeah, we love the Woodlands.
Yeah,
we love the Woodlands.
Yeah.
This community has been really, really good to us. I mean, it's such a unique community. We've loved the families like yours, which for me makes life special when you have relationships. And for whatever reason, it's been a special place for a lot of people.
So any ailment, head to toe,
yep,
they can come to Sterling Ridge.
100%.
And it doesn't have to be an orthopedic thing. Can it be like a cold, or do they go to their
they probably need to go to their primary care doctor.
Okay.
Unless they know me personally, and I'll call them.
So what brings them to Sterling Ridge Orthopedic? Orthopedic stuff? Mm-hmm. Bad shoulders?
Yeah,
bad
any
knees?
we call it musculoskeletal injuries, whether someone falls down, gets a boo-boo on the arm, or shoulder injury, knee, back.
And you've seen some really great athletes come in there. Triathletes, football players.
Yeah, we've taken care of from recreational athletes to professional athletes.
Yeah, you probably can't tell me any because it's like a HIPAA thing. Yeah, HIPAA. My wife called me a hippo the other day. So, okay, so you got 3 places. Look in there and tell everybody how they get in touch with Sterling Ridge Orthopedic.
Okay, so you can get in touch with us by either our URL, www.srosm.com.
And we'll put it on there.
And then our phone number is 281-364-1122. We have locations in Spring, the Woodlands, and Wood Forest location.
Yeah, Wood Forest. So that's generally where I go. But and you do everything from, what don't you do?
So
this is all joints and bone stuff?
Everything orthopedic related. So shoulders, elbows, hands, knees, hips,
I bet you see shoulders and knees.
Shoulders and knees all day, every day. Ankle injuries, a lot of athletes get that. Throwers, elbow.
Right.
So
Tommy John, they go to somebody else.
Yeah, we usually send that out.
Yeah. And then what about age? Anything?
All ages, from 5 to 100.
I don't like the way you looked at me when you said 100. Okay. Thanks for being with us.
Loved it.
Yep, love you, man. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Vinny's out to lunch in more ways than one. Dr. Keith Johnson, Sterling Ridge Orthopedic. Go see him. Well, go see him if you need to see him. Don't just go see him. Okay? Peace out.